Today's video is going to be a April Poshmark analytics. I'm going to be talking all about how I did for the month of April, kind of the key points that I'm taking away from that month that I kind of like learned and be bringing into this next month. And then I'm also going to be talking about some of my new goals for the month of May. If you do happen to hear any noise, my kids are here with me, so trying to do this mommy thing and YouTube thing at the same time. If you are new to my channel, hi, my name is Ashley. My content revolves around a whole lot of Poshmark related content, and as of lately I've been incorporating a few work with me's here and there, where essentially I take you throughout my days, kind of like a blog form, whether I'm shipping, listing, prepping for a show, and kind of showing you behind the scenes of that, giving you kind of like my thoughts, some of the things that I have to purchase, and all of that. So if any of that interests you, consider subscribing. If you haven't seen my February and March Poshmark analytics, I'll link them down below. I feel like it's very interesting to see kind of how like my thought process has evolved and how I've kind of changed, you know, my thinking. You know, I believe in one of those videos I did say that I was going to stay clear away from wholesale and purchasing wholesale, and now I am purchasing wholesale. In fact, I made my biggest wholesale purchase last week. So I just think it's kind of interesting to see how kind of like my thoughts have changed. I'll make sure to link those down below so you guys can check them out. Anyways, okay, let's get into this. I'm going to talk about first some of the key points that I'm kind of taking away from this previous month. Okay, so one of the first key points is that I'm staying away from Free People liquidation. So I believe it was in the month of March that I did purchase my first Free People liquidation box. And honestly, if I could go back and tell myself, warn myself, I would just not have purchased it. I just felt like I got so many plain basic items, and you know, I had been doing a little bit of like research into these boxes. The MSRP on it I believe was like $800. I don't even think I could get back half of that, to be honest. So I would not recommend. If you're thinking about getting Free People liquidation box, you know, do as you please, you know, but it's just, I didn't have a good experience, so I'm just not going to deal with it. Not to mention my cost of goods on those Free People items was $17.67.
Oh my God.
$17.67 per each item. That is ridiculous. And again, a lot of basic pieces, which
you win some, you lose some, kid.
So overall, I'm going to stay away from Free People liquidation boxes. That was my first and only Free People liquidation box. Never again. Okay, I am going to be buying a little bit more wholesale. Wholesale has been performing well, specifically within my Poshmark live shows. I am kind of struggling in finding a vendor who sells good items and sells it for a reasonable price point. A lot of these vendors, they kind of price their items pretty high, and as you may know, Poshmark live shows, a lot of the people, depending on how you set it up, a lot of people, you know, want very good prices. So, you know, having trouble finding a vendor who has nice items and low cost of goods. Next key point, live shows have been performing well for me. I did have 2 very successful live shows this month. My highest earning was, I believe, $540. My second highest show, I made around $500 or $520. So they have been performing very well for me. Not all the time, and if you've seen my work with me, then you may know. You know, I've tried where I do have one video where I kind of show you where I'm kind of like prepping for it. I show you how much I made, and then I, you know, have the show the next day and I do a little bit better. So I'm kind of learning a lot, and I'm kind of in this like trial and error stage right now with Poshmark live shows. So, you know, as I'm having them, I'm learning a little bit more. One thing that I did notice within my Poshmark live shows is that a lot of the purchases were from repeat buyers. Oh, one very important thing that I'm taking away from this, from now and forever, I'm going to be not be greedy. Do not be greedy, okay? I believe the brand is DiBianco. I'm not too sure. I will put the picture here of the belt. This belt retails for $300 on their website. I don't believe they're like the type of brand that have a whole lot of sales. I could be wrong, but basically this brand or this belt retails for around $300, and I had listed it on Poshmark for around $180, I believe. I'm not too sure. Anyways, I had gotten an offer of $50 and we went back and forth literally like at least 15 times, countering back and forth. I was able to get the price up to $96. But then at the last minute, the buyer decided that they don't want to pay $96. So one thing that I'm taking away is, you know, and the thing is I purchased this belt for $1. So one thing I'm taking away from this is, you know, don't be greedy. If, you know, you have a belt that you purchased for $1 that retails for $300, take the $96. So that's something that I'm taking away, you know, from now and on. You know, something that I'm also going to be taking away is that if an offer comes in and I am making my initial investment back plus a little bit of profit, I'm gonna accept the offer, because I'm not in the storage business, as a lot of resellers say. I'm in the selling business. So, you know, we gotta move it. We move it. Take what we can get. That is one big thing that I'm taking away from this month. Do not be greedy. Another thing, I'm also going to be sending offers to likers using my Posher VA. I'm sure if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I am a huge fan of Posher VA. Posher VA is a virtual assistant. I do have a discount code for you. It's Ashley20 altogether. You get 20% off your first month and you get 2 free weeks. I love Posher VA. I will not be doing this little business without it. It does all the nitty-gritty work that we don't like doing, the sharing, the sending offers, like all of that very like tedious stuff. It does it for you. It is a Google Chrome extension, so you do need a laptop, but I really truly love it. So basically how I'm using my Posher VA to send out offers is whenever someone likes an item, 15 minutes after they like the item, they do get a 10% off discount code with $4.99 shipping. And then what I'm trying to do now is once or twice a week. I think I'm doing it on Wednesdays and Sundays is when I'm trying to do it. For example, it's Monday, you like the item, I'll send you a 10% off offer with $4.99 shipping. You don't accept it, you kind of just leave it there, it expires, okay, you cannot get another 10% off with $4.99 shipping for another 90 days, but you can get a 20% off offer with $4.99 shipping once that 10% with $4.99 shipping expires. So then I'll send that offer to you on a Wednesday. You don't accept it, okay, that's fine, it expires. Then come Sunday, you'll get a 30% off offer, and so hopefully by then you've already purchased it. So basically that's how it kind of goes. I hope that makes sense. And then another thing that I'm also doing using my Posher VA is I am relisting 5 items every single day. I've been kind of consistent with it, not really. Anyways, okay, so now let's get into the very juicy stuff. The how many orders I had, how much did I make, my cost of goods, and all of that very interesting information. I'm gonna have in here how my numbers for the previous months, and for the month of April I had a total of 70 orders, which is 156 sold listings. I had a total sales of $2,087, which is around $700 more roughly from the previous month. So overall we're doing great. My net earnings, Poshmark fees and shipping discounts were $452.16, which gives me a net earnings of $1,634.84 minus my cost of goods of $318.38. I had a profit of $1,316.46. Now, if I were to divide my cost of goods by the number of listings sold, so my cost of goods is $318.38. You know, you divide that by 156 listings. Essentially, my cost of goods for each item was $2.04. If you were to divide my total sales, which was $2,087, divide that by the number of listings sold, which was 156, essentially every single listing sold for $13.37, which is actually up by $3 roughly compared to last month, which is awesome. And then currently available as of today, May 16th, I did not write it down as soon as the month of April ended, so I do apologize, but currently available at the moment, I do have 405 available listings. And for the month of April, I only published 335 listings. Now, I don't know if that takes into consideration relistings or relists or items that I relist, so I'm not too sure. I know I didn't do a good job of listing for the month of April, and in fact May is not looking too hot either in the sense of like listing, but that is something that I'm going to prioritize these next 2 months. The remainder of May, I'm just going to be listing. If you guys have been following my work with me's, and you know that my boyfriend did start his master's program, so he is going to be resigning from his job, and so I'm kind of having trouble right now of finding time to go sourcing and listing, because of course this used to be where I used to do all my shipping, listing, and everything. And we do have a desk here, so he is now using this room as a study room. He's been at it for a week and it's been going really great for him, which I'm very happy about. But now I'm kind of stuck in this, like, I don't know what to do, where to list, where to kind of do all my work. When I initially used to do it in this room. This is our like study room slash like workout room. But anyways, yesterday I did kind of figure it out, and that's why I am feeling a whole lot more kind of rejuvenated and very motivated, because I now know what I'm doing. I kind of have a little system. I have my days of when I'm gonna go live. I now have this new place within our home that I think is going to be my new spot for listing. So I'm gonna be talking about that and showing you that within my work with me's. So keep an eye out for those videos. But anyways, let's get into my goals. I only have 5 goals, so I'll go through them really quickly, but basically, and these are in no particular order. But number 1, continue having Poshmark live shows. Listed items. I did try doing unlisted, which unlisted can get so messy, especially if you are barely learning how to do Poshmark live shows. I do not recommend starting off with unlisted shows. Can get very messy. You can end up having to cancel several orders and losing potentially lots of money. So I do not recommend. I recommend, you know, starting off with listed items, having your shows. Once you feel a little bit more comfortable with Poshmark live shows, then you can dabble into unlisted. But I do recommend you jumping into Poshmark shows that are unlisted, so you can kind of get a gauge of how that works. But I dabbled into unlisted. One of the shows where I made $500 had a bit of a heart attack to the point where I wanted to throw up, literally. And I'm sorry if anyone's sensitive to that kind of talk, but I wanted to literally throw up because I ended up accidentally not putting one of the unlisted items in their bag with the number, because essentially if it's unlisted it gets a number. And so I wanted to throw up because I was like, oh my gosh, what I was fearing of ended up happening. I literally had to stay up till like 2-3 in the morning, because the show ended like around midnight, but I had to stay up till like 2-3 in the morning packaging so many orders, because I needed to make sure that I fixed it, because I knew I was not going to be able to go to sleep. Had I just been like, oh, I'll deal with it tomorrow, like, no, I wouldn't have been able to go to sleep. So I was like, no, I have to stay up. So I stayed up, packaged up all the orders, was able to figure it out. But do not try unlisted if you are not familiar with Poshmark live shows. My goal, continue having Poshmark live shows at least once a week. As I said, I'm going to be having them on Tuesdays and Saturdays. I think those are going to be my days, and they are going to be listed. If they are listed, it also gives those listings a chance to sell throughout the week at a higher price. So that's kind of like my thinking with it. So it has like about a week to sell, and if it doesn't, well, then it'll just get auctioned off. Second, my listing goal. My listing goal, as of right now, I have 405 available listings. My goal is going to be essentially for these next 2 weeks, right? It's gonna be for May, but currently May 16th, so I essentially only have 2 weeks. But I want to get to 600 available listings. Again, I'm currently at 405, but I do think that this is I do think I can achieve this. Not gonna lie, I haven't been listing a whole lot these last 2 weeks. It is something that I am trying to prioritize more, but again, you know, I'm trying to figure out what my new routine is gonna be. And then my revenue goal. So how much do I want to make? Well, currently for the month of May, today's May 16th, I am at 1,129. So I think my revenue goal for the month of May is going to be 3,000. I know that's a little bit of a stretch, but considering that last month I did make, what was it, 2,087, I feel like I can get there. So my goal is gonna be 3 grand. And then my fourth goal is to continue sending out 20 and 30% off offers once or twice a week. I think they're gonna be on Tuesday or Wednesdays and Sundays. I think those are gonna be my days. Be sending out offers. And then of course, continue using my Poshmark VA. If you haven't tried it out, make sure to give it a shot. Do use my code Ashley20, you do get 20% off your first month, and you do get 2 weeks free, no debit card required, which is awesome. That's how the month of April went for me. Those were my goals. That was how much I essentially made for the month of April. And then, you know, those are the key points that I kind of, you know, took away from that month. Let me know if you do find these videos interesting, valuable, entertaining, anything. If not, then this will be my last Poshmark analytic video. I will be filming a 6-month and a 1 year just to kind of update you on where I'm at with my little business. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new. Make sure to hit that notification bell, and I will see you in my next video.